Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of Global Business campaign. Around the world, the shift towards real-time payments is reshaping how financial institutions operate. Customers expect transactions to clear instantly, securely, and at any time of day. But many banks and fintechs are still relying on systems designed decades ago. Systems now struggling under regulatory pressure, escalating costs, and rising customer requirements. I'm joined by Mike Walters, CEO, and Mark Fieldhouse, Chief Revenue Officer of Form3, to discuss what's driving modernisation, why resilience has become the defining benchmark, and how new approaches, including multi-cloud architecture, are setting the standards for the future of payments. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Mark. Why has modernising payments infrastructure become so important for banks and fintechs?
So banks and fintechs alike all have similar challenges, and that is particularly driven by the speed of expectation of consumers. They really need to see real-time activity, and they want to see that across all of their lives, including how payments function. And the problem with that in a payment ecosystem, and for large banks and fintechs alike, is that the technology that sits behind those great user experiences can be very fragmented, it can be very old, it typically is not as easy to scale, and it's not as easy to keep resilient, to keep functioning. And so the challenge that these organizations have is if 80% of their budget is going on that type of keep the lights on work, then they're really not advancing or changing or dealing with the competitive landscape and their consumer experiences. So for a large bank, it's about staying relevant in the face of competition. For a fintech, it's about making sure they grab and seize the opportunity as they scale to really make the most of that user experience difference.
Tier ones, of course, come from decades of building their own organic technical infrastructure, and that born through mergers and acquisitions. Those are two very big challenges. In the face of regulation, keeping their customers and competing with the challenger in the fintech banks, modernizing for them is a much more intricate challenge than a fintech. So we're having to take them on a journey to modernize while competing with regulatory challenges, security, data, sovereignty, everything that a tier one deals with day to day. If you look at a fintech or a challenger bank, they are about remaining as innovative as they were from day one. So they want to consume platforms similar to ours, which really helps them stay ahead of competition. They want modern APIs, they want modern multi-cloud infrastructures that offer that resilience and scale and throughput right from day one.
So before we talk about solutions, let's tackle resilience. Why has cloud resilience become so central to success in payments?
Simply because payments can't fail. And so the push and the understanding from banks and regulators and fintechs is that if you have all of your critical payment activity running in a single public cloud organization, when there are outages, which inevitably there will be, you still need to service your customer. And so what we've had to do inside Form3, because of the scale that we operate at, is to effectively invent and create a multi-cloud model that means that when those outages do happen, for our customers, they're unimpacted and payments continue to flow.
And with all that in mind, how does Form3 fit into the picture? What exactly do you provide?
Yeah, so we run a platform, and what that means is our customers connect to us to use our technology to manage access into payment systems. And I need to unpack that a little bit. The card ecosystem has evolved really quickly over the last 5 or 10 years. What hasn't evolved quickly is the account-to-account world, and this is where we operate.
The way that we've built this platform is to address as many of these industry challenges as we can with this incredibly scalable cloud native, what we call, an industry calls API first technology. So this is a single point that a customer connects to our platform to operate what is a very, very complex, highly scaled infrastructure on the back. Fintechs love this because it's incredibly innovative, and the tier ones love this because it gives them that very stable path to migrate to.
Let's pick up on the migration. It's one of the biggest fears in the industry. How do you modernise without risking disruption?
We do this in a way that removes the risk, and we do that through proof of concepts, through being able to test scale. Most importantly, we do it in parallel to live production environments. So the customer at every step of that journey is comfortable that we've removed the risk, that they can migrate at their own pace.
Now, Form3 is a UK business that's been growing rapidly. How do you see your potential to transform payments globally?
North America and the US for us is a very pivotal market. Why is that? It's because if you look at the history of the United States, real-time payments is actually relatively new. You know, if you think about how the gig economy or the work economy operates in the United States, they are very, very aggressively seeking real-time payments.
The same problem exists in many, many markets as we found in the UK, Europe and the US. And that really is our opportunity. So as you say, you know, we've grown massively in the last 10 years in the UK, and we're now processing over 5 billion transactions a year. And we're doing that because of the single platform that we operate. So taking that platform to other markets where those same large banks and fintechs have also got the same challenge of legacy providers, outdated technology, consumer behavior that's changing globally because of the nature of the sort of the digital organizations that are moving this expectation all around the world at the same time, that really is our opportunity, taking what we know, the technology we've built and the platform that we have, and solving that same problem in many, many other markets.
Mike, Mark, thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.